What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Binkz and Doodle Effect. Hope you guys had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I sure did. I'm one of your hosts, Binkz, and next to me, as always, is Mr. DrewskiDoodle. How are you?
As always, how are you?
How are you? We had a lot of things happen in the sports world this week. A lot of things happen. But
Oh, hell yeah.
But before we do get into that, I will say a few things from this week's sponsor, Thrive Fantasy. For this week only, if you use the code GetLivid, when you sign up, you will receive an instant 100% match on your deposit for up to $250. Yeah, you heard that right. $250 automatically matched instantly.
$250?
Yeah, if you use the code GetLivid. Instantaneous. As of right now, for week 1 of the NFL, they have over $50,000 in guaranteed prizes. It's all prop bets. You can bet the over and under for Mahomes passing 310.5 yards, or Kelsey receiving 70.5 receiving yards. You can bet the over and under all that. You pick your props, you rack up your points, and you win cash prizes, but use GetLivid on your deposit. Instant 100% match for up to $250 only for this week. Thrive Fantasy, GetLivid. Go ahead, download it, play. But
Well said. Well, very well said. Well done.
Thank you. I try. It's like the most pressure I have the entire week is trying to come up with something to say for the week's sponsor. So I do my best. Moving forward, though, we have some terrible news that two great Major League Baseball players had passed in the past week, and one of them being Tom Seaver, the other one being Lou Brock. Tom Seaver, probably the best Met pitcher to ever play the game. 311 wins, 3,640 strikeouts, 3 Cy Young awards, and most importantly, a World Series ring. You got Lou Brock with 3,023 hits and 938 stolen bases. If you guys would like to join us, we would, just kind of like to take a moment of silence for both of them, starting now. All right. May they rest in peace.
Forever.
Absolutely.
Legends forever.
Legends
You'll
forever.
never see another Met with that many wins as a pitcher. Won't ever happen again.
I mean, DeGrom would have a great shot if we actually had run support for him. But
Yeah, well.
speaking of DeGrom, the Mets did explode for 14 runs for DeGrom, gave him his 3rd win, helping him out. Hopefully get a Cy Young for the 3rd year in a row. It's very
Hopefully.
rare.
That's coming close now. That National League, man, there's a lot of great pitchers. And it's close.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Trevor
There's only
Bauer.
15 games left. He's got 2 to 3 starts left.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely potentially finish the season 5-1. Probably one of the lowest ERAs in the league, if not the lowest right now. I think he's got the lowest in the National League.
I think he either has one or he's second behind Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish might be his biggest competitor in the Cy Young right now, but DeGrom's batting average against is like in the 100s. It's absurd. It's ridiculous.
I think he also has the most strikeouts per 9 innings average as
well.
Yeah,
he does. He's second in ERA and definitely first in those two.
DeGrom is definitely the best he's ever looked, and it's just a shame that this man still doesn't even have 100 career wins. But
oh Jesus, yeah. Well, the bad. What sucks? I mean, sucks is he's 31, 32. It's not like he's 27, 28.
Yeah.
But it's his prime, and he's gonna make the best of it. You ain't gonna judge a pitcher by wins anymore. So, as long as he's got the strikeouts, he's got the ERA. I don't see anyone taking it from him. We'll see what happens. Like we said, there's only 2 or 3 starts left.
I mean, regardless, he just looks so dominant. Every outing, he is just the most dominant person on that field.
In his own head he knows it, and the best I love that he gives up one run and he's just pissed. Like goes out there for giving zeros, and I love it.
Yeah. And that's the type of play you want. I mean, you look at the Yankees, who are absolutely struggling right now, and you see, say for example, Chapman. Chapman gives up a home run, and he's smiling on the mound. You do not want to see that, like, for your pitcher. Like, you want to see like someone like DeGrom, who gets all pissed and gets all mad that they gave up a run. I mean, DeGrom gets mad when he gives up a bogus hit.
Oh my God, he misses one pitch, he's mad, and you love it. It just makes him play that much harder. It's insane how competitive he is, and when you go out there and actually do it, it's fantastic. And then when your bullpen blows it, it's not that great.
Yeah, no, that's something the Mets need to work on next year and going forward is definitely the bullpen. Trevor Bauer.
He's, again, I said it before, he's my favorite player in the league. He will tell anything to anybody, tell you straight, and he doesn't care who you are. He does not care. I love it.
He's hilarious. I love it. I mean, if you guys, I was gonna say, if you take it away, if you guys didn't know what happened with the MLB.
We all know a couple weeks back he tried to wear those free Joe Kelly cleats, which is a highlight of the season so far. And fast forward to now, and I don't remember who it was. Somebody wore cleats with the In-N-Out Burger logo on it for whatever reason. So now Trevor Bauer goes to Twitter. He's not happy. He is hot. And he actually posted a screenshot from the MLB rule policy on this, and that violates the MLB policy. You can't have another logo shown. Meanwhile, the free Joe Kelly cleats did not break a rule. So this dude he's right. He's hot, and he's really showing Rob Manfred how dumb he is, and I love it because I hate that man.
Yeah, he's an absolute joke at this point. I mean, with the handling of the coronavirus before we even had them, Major League, baseball this season, almost didn't have that season, but he's showing he's giving Goodell a run for his money on like the worst commissioner ever. We'll see what happens this football season, but Manfred might really be worse. Just everything has just been so bad. I'm a broken record with it, but he's just awful. And you love to see a guy like Trevor Bauer call him out on it, and especially when a guy like Trevor Bauer is so confident in himself. He only takes one-year contracts on teams and needs to prove himself every year, and he's been doing that the last couple of years. And I would love to see him end up in a Mets uniform this offseason. I would love to as well. If you guys are watching on YouTube and not listening on one of the places that we're hosting on podcast, you can see in my background how much of a Met fan that I am. Got my Met pillows. You got right behind me. That's Game 6 of the 1986 World Series of going through Buckner's head right there, and it's a curse.
Somewhere laying around, I have a game-worn 1994 Mets helmet somewhere. I don't know where it is.
That's awesome.
I'll wear it one day. If they win something, I'll wear it.
Wear it. There you go.
Get those. Yeah, I mean, baseball's in. We got 15 games left, man. Playoffs are right around the corner. It's nuts.
It's a home stretch, and the Mets. Listen, as bad as they may seem, we're only 2 games out of the wild card right now, so we'll see. We just gotta hope this sale to Steve Cohen goes through. Yeah. How do you feel that the Texas Rangers are 3-17 since the Fernando Tatis 3-0 Grand Slam? I love it. I love it, and I hate it because I like the Texas Rangers. I like the players on their team. Obviously, I'm kind of happy the karma's going to the coach, but I like a lot of their players. But no, it's awesome. Unwritten rules, they're not really rules. You
don't bitch about it. It's karma.
Keep your foot on the gas. Absolutely. And lastly, for Major League Baseball, probably one of the most intriguing stories is Nationals GM Mike Rizzo getting ejected from the upper deck of the stadium. And from what I gathered, he was calling the umpire, he was saying that the umpire was calling a bad game and everything, but with no fans in the stadium, even from the upper deck, you could hear that. And Joe West, who kicked him out, said, he wouldn't take that from a player. He's not going to take that from a manager. So I understand it, but it's still he's from the upper deck. You got thrown out of the game. It's insane. Yeah,
I get it, but how soft can you be? That's the one thing I've used to say about baseball umpires and
Mm-hmm.
hockey referees. They're not nearly as soft as a basketball referee or a football referee.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just go handing out technical fouls and ejections and whatnot. So like, I don't know. I don't. It depends what he said. We don't know what he said.
Yeah.
If it was something really bad, I get it. But coming from someone who is a hockey referee, like you get shouted at all the time. I know it's on a different level, but still, you go there, you officiate the game, you get your paycheck, you go home.
You got to be thick-skinned.
Come on. Yeah, especially I don't know. I just think it was a way for Joe West just to get in the spotlight for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But again, without knowing what the manager said, I can't really be too certain on that.
No, you can't. But I just thought it was, humorous and funny. You getting thrown out.
Oh, it's hysterical.
From the upper
Absolutely
deck of the stadium.
hysterical.
I think it's great. But
especially after Bryce Harper got thrown out.
Dude, and you know what? He deserved that too. The ball was foul.
Yeah, what are you doing arguing fair and foul balls? Like, come on.
The umpire made the right call.
You don't want to be in that position. Hit the ball up the middle. Don't strike out. And then he cut.
Listen, the thing we have instant replay in baseball now. I mean, you would think because Harper got thrown out not during his at bat. I mean, Harper got thrown out while going back onto the field. Yeah. You would think with instant replay when he got back to the dugout, he would have watched the instant replay and seen that it actually was foul. You didn't have to say and make another comment while going out on the field. But I mean, I guess maybe in the heat of the moment you just want to have the last word. But that's not really.
I mean, that's the kind of guy Harper is.
He hurt the team though. I mean, in that time the Phillies were still in position, to win that game, and now you get thrown out in what was like the 5th inning. Now you have 4 innings without one of your best players. You don't do that.
It's just dumb. I mean, I saw a stat. He's been thrown out
16 times.
It averages like once in his career, like once every 80 games.
It's ridiculous.
It's wild. It's insane. And forever I've been saying he's one of the most overrated players. He's a good player, but he's just so overrated. And him being such a prima donna doesn't help, especially when you're in a division like the NL East, which is super close, and you got to win games. It's dumb. I thought maybe he'd grow up, but we're 10 years later, and he didn't. So.
He's still a piece of work. I don't care how much talent you have. I really have no respect for hotheads in any sport.
Yeah, and not for nothing, he should have got suspended because I'm pretty sure there was a rule set before the season started about the whole COVID thing where it's like don't get up in umpires' faces, and he was down his throat. Like, one, have some respect for the guy, and two, again, hey Manfred, if this is indeed something they said, which I'm pretty sure they did, where's the ruling on that?
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
But Manfred's not going to punish a star.
No, he's a slime
big
ball.
Money star. But moving forward to the NHL, we have we're in the finals, conference finals. Islanders move to the Eastern Conference Finals with the win in Game 7.
They're playing Tampa. Yep.
They looked so dominant in Game 7, only to be turned around and bent over by Tampa in Game 1.
Correct, and I can tell you just about exactly what happened. It was the opposite of what I usually say for hockey. Tampa Bay ended their series early. They had some time off. They rested, and they came back fresh. Normally, I say it's a bad thing. You don't want that because you get cold. The other half of it, too, I think, is that, again, I'm giving credit to the Islanders. They played really well the first 2 series, but the Capitals and the Flyers both played awful. They had no fight. They were slow. And I think the Islanders just had a little bit of shell shock because Tampa is a whole nother tier of team. They're not going to slow down like that. They're going to hit you hard and hit you fast.
Yeah, Tampa's
Do I think there's going to be another 8-2 game? No, I think it's going to be a close series from here on. But this was definitely a bit of shell shock.
Listen, I don't want to take anything away from the Islanders. I mean, I'm not a fan, but I don't think if you talk to any fan that they would have told you that they would have expected the Islanders to be in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. And
no, definitely not.
For what they've done, you can't be upset or sad about that. Honestly, I still think the Islanders are the team to beat in the East with how they had been playing. Granted, like you said, the Capitals and the Flyers played like absolute crap, but the Islanders still look dominant in those games regardless.
I did pick them to win that series before Game 1, so I'm not going to cheat and say I didn't. So I still did pick them. We'll see. It's 7-game series. It's hockey. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. And you go now to the West side. You got the Golden Knights and the Stars. Stars take a 1-0 lead with a 1-0 win in Game 1.
What a game!
And I know you're a Stars fan, so I know you're really hyped about that.
Stars are my second team. I was watching Game 7 at my girlfriend's house, eating Pizza Hut, and I almost choked and died on some stuffed crust pizza when they scored that game winner. So I'm happy to be alive. Nutty how that game ended with a hat trick from Yoel Kiviranta, who would not have even been playing if Andrew Cogliano hadn't gotten hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's nutty the ways those things work out. And then you move over to Game 1, and they are back to the way that the Stars play, which is defensively first. Anton Hudobin with a shutout. You love it. It was a good game. I mean, this is also gonna be a really hard series. These are easily the two best teams in the West with Colorado from the regular season. The Knights are a really good team, and it's gonna be a very close and I think low scoring series.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't mean to go against you, but I do like the Golden Knights.
I do too. No, they're awesome. Yeah.
As a team to root for, I mean, I have been rooting throughout the playoffs. I have been rooting for the Golden Knights since the Rangers had gone down, and I know you like. I honestly don't even care who wins that series. I would like to see Tampa win just because of how much of a Ranger fan that I am. I don't want to see the Islanders do good, but that's just the Ranger fan in me. Realistically, though, I think the Islanders actually have a great shot at going to the Cup.
I do too.
They are playing phenomenal, and I'm not gonna take away credit where credit's due. As much as I hate them, they are playing great. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if Barry Trotz can get them back on the right path, because that's what that team is. The Islanders, and this is a huge compliment. The Islanders are the biggest group of nobodies who play so well together, with the exception of Barzal.
Yeah.
But it's just people they're not big names, but they play well together, and Trotz coaches them really well.
And that's all that's all that matters.
Yeah, I do think I'm still going to stick with them. I picked them in the beginning. I'm going to stick with them now, but I do think the Stanley Cup winner comes out of the West.
I can agree with that. I think the Stars and the Golden Knights would beat both Tampa and the Islanders.
Defense wins championships, especially in hockey.
Who do you think?
The Stars were the best defensive team in the regular season. The Knights are just an all-around great team. They both have stellar goaltending. It's hard to go against them.
Who do you think what's your Stanley Cup prediction?
Okay.
I'm going to say I think it's going to be Golden Knights Tampa. As much as I think the Islanders have a great chance, and I'm giving them credit, I think Tampa overall. But I'll say Golden Knights Tampa.
Like you said, I'm not going to cheat, so I will take the Islanders versus the Stars. That series will go 6 games with the Stars winning.
Listen, I hope you're right.
Both of the conference final series are going to go 7. That I'm
really? You think so?
Hell about. Yeah, this late in the playoffs, everyone fight. When you're, especially, let's say you go down 3-1, you're fighting for your life. You're going to play that game hard.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be tough to beat you. So I think both these series absolutely go 7.
Okay. Absolutely, I can agree. Switching over to hockey. The biggest news of the week so far. Switching over to football. I'm sorry. Thank you, Andrew. Oof. Reading my notes wrong over here. Hopkins, $54.5 million. Was it guaranteed? 42 million guaranteed, something like that.
Yeah, 42. Get paid.
Deserved. Absolutely 100%.
Deserved. He's the most talented wide receiver in the game.
Deserved. Hopkins, 100%. And
that team's gonna be nice.
Oh, especially if Murray, settles in. It's gonna. The Cardinals are going to be a team that people aren't going to expect to make noise, and potentially maybe, who knows, maybe they could be a 6 seed. See how the defense holds up. But
as long as they play defense there, they got a shot.
Yeah, they definitely have offense. But tomorrow, is going to be, well, when you guys are listening to this, it'll be tonight.
Opening night, baby.
Opening night, we have the Chiefs and the Texans.
What a game to start.
I can't see any situation the Chiefs losing tomorrow night. There's not a situation that I can even see happening where it's a 1 possession or 2 possession game. I think the Chiefs win by 3 or 4 possessions. I think it's going to be a blowout. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the spread's 9.5 points. I would definitely take the Chiefs.
Yeah, I take the Chiefs definitely 10 out of 10 times.
I consider there is a chance that the Chiefs defense has a little hangover from a Super Bowl win and get dunked on by Deshaun Watson It's possible.
And who else?
I
Though?
don't think. Yeah, I don't think Deshaun Watson's gonna be able to sling enough TDs to outpace Mahomes and Tyreek
No.
Hill, and the list goes
Kelsey.
on.
You know what? It's gonna be really nice to see this rookie running back, see how he handles
Yep.
everything. I mean, I have him in one of my fantasy leagues, so I'm hoping that he balls out. I have a lot of faith in him. I think he's gonna be a stud. So good, good luck to him.
I think so.
What do you think?
Talking about the other side, I do think we're going to see a big year from Will Fuller as long as he stays healthy. He's their new number one receiver. I've always thought he was a good receiver.
He wasn't
gets hurt
bad.
a lot.
Yeah.
If he can have a full year healthy, with the main target being Deshaun Watson, especially thinking they're going to be down a lot, could be a very big year from both Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller.
See, I have Cooks on a fantasy league, so I'm hoping Fuller is definitely not the option that they go to.
But you know what? They're going to be down so much. Watson's just going to sling it. You know what? Who knows?
That's why I picked Cooks, man. He's a good receiver, and I can't see them running the ball a lot.
It's not bad. It's not a bad pick.
No. But yeah, I don't see a situation where the Chiefs lose tomorrow night.
No, the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs absolutely win.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do for everyone listening and watching, me and Andrew are going to each week, make a prediction for the Thursday night game. Whoever has the most predictions correct, the loser will buy the winner a beer. Sounds good? Sounds good?
That's fair, my friend. That is fair.
That's fair. So this first week, we are both going with the Chiefs, so we will stay tied throughout week one. I can safely say I think we're both going to be 1-0 going into next week.
I will be...
I'll be very shocked if I'm 0-1 going into the second week.
100%. Yeah, I didn't take them in my suicide pool though, just because I'm saving them.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a suicide pool, you don't want to use the Chiefs right off the bat. You can't use them
Also,
again.
stay away from Thursday games. Never pick a Thursday game in a suicide pool.
I don't like taking Thursday. I don't even like taking the Monday night games in a suicide pool either.
Yeah, I took Philly this week.
I'm going. I was thinking about going with the Bills just because part of me wants to pick against the Jets every single week, but I mean,
I think that's safe. I mean, there's no Jamal Adams, and even though he's inaccurate, Josh Allen has an absolute cannon for an arm with Stephon Diggs. So
I can't see a situation, just like I said with the Chiefs. I can't see a situation where the Jets start off the season 1-0.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I mean, it's a division game. You never know, but
I do. Like
it's not gonna happen. I did like that. We are. There's a lot of good games this week. I like it. The spreads were interesting. I did want to take. I think the Packers are 2-point underdogs versus the Vikings. So I'm like,
I wouldn't touch that.
I think
game.
the Packers are gonna win that game. To be honest.
Oh, I always like the Packers. Yeah, I can never count out Aaron Rodgers.
The Vikings are very up and down, especially with Kirk Cousins. So like,
they also don't have Diggs anymore.
Yes, they don't have Diggs. It's really just Thielen as their only target. And Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph is. He used to be an absolute stud, but now Rudolph. You don't even see him as like a tight end in fantasy anymore. He fell completely off.
Yeah, no. What are the games we got this week? We got the Raiders and Panthers. The first game in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting.
I'm taking the Raiders, but you never know.
Listen, you don't count out Mr. CMC to carry a team. But
yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully, for those who listened to the Exposed After Dark podcast like a year and a half ago, probably at this point, when the last time we did one of those.
Yeah, probably.
It's on my personal YouTube channel. We had it. We all have a fantasy league together, and you are listening right now to the defending champ, who potentially could go back-to-back champs with my team this year.
Yeah, your team's kind of gross, and guess who gets to play you week one?
Yeah,
I do.
And I get to play Andrew over here week one.
And then, of course, I was like, all right, I got Kerryon Johnson and DeAndre Swift as my running back, so I, no matter what, have a Lions running back, and they go and sign AP. But I have Antonio Gibson on my bench, so I think 3 weeks in, he'll be my starting running back. We'll see.
My running backs
a good game.
My running backs are iffy in that league, but I mean, I only needed one though with Christian McCaffrey, so
yeah, anything else is just
great. Exactly. So we'll see. I'm in 3 fantasy leagues. I'm projected to win that one, but I'm with you. I'm projected to come in second in dailies, and I'm projected to finish in sixth in my big one.
Listen,
So
the projections from ESPN are ridiculous.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
we'll see. I tried my. I want you to know, and I think you were all together, right, doing that draft.
Yeah.
Were you guys plotting against me by any chance? Just because Daly and Chris were both picking. Like, I think I made it obvious in the beginning that I was trying to draft the exact same team I had in the exposed fantasy, and I was thinking that Chris and Daly were catching on because they were drafting people out of where they should have, because they knew it was coming back to me. I don't know if I kept saying I kept saying to myself, I wonder if they like realizing what I'm doing, and they're just picking these people.
If they did, they didn't verbalize it, so
Okay.
I don't think so.
I was getting so mad with some of the picks that Daly and Chris were picking. I'm like, there is no reason why they should have picked this person in that position, and they did. I was getting so mad because I was literally trying to reciprocate the exact same team that I had.
It do be that way, my friend. It do be that way.
So I didn't know if you guys, were talking, be like, yo, Steve's going to be picking this one. Can't let Steve have another stacked team.
So. No, it's all good. All right. So I'm going to say I want your final thoughts here. Okay. One last topic, real quick. I think this is going to be the highlight game of the weekend.
Okay.
Who wins? The Bucks or the Saints?
Saints. I don't even give that a second thought.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. That Bucks offense.
Dude, I have so many bets out right now with Tampa in regards to Tampa Bay. It's
gonna be a good game.
I don't even think they make the playoffs, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough division, but
I don't think Tampa Bay makes the playoffs. I think they are so overhyped.
I guess we'll see.
We will definitely see.
Got some power. We'll find out.
We'll definitely see. How quickly do you think Fournette's the starter?
If he does, I think there's a shot that he doesn't start. But if he were to, I think they'd make that decision by week 4 or 5, depending on their record. The better they do, then the longer that goes. But they said Ronald Jones is their starter week 1, and Bruce Arians keeps saying he's the guy. So we'll see.
I just can't see how you could sit Fournette. I mean,
I don't know.
Fournette every year is like a top 10 running back in the league, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to take over unless Jones explodes, which there's a chance, but unlikely.
Yeah, I think Fournette by like week 3 is pretty much going to be the starter.
Yeah, we'll mark it. Four podcasts from now, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll mark it. But we'll wrap it up. A little bit of a quicker podcast than last week. We kind of got distracted last week with the 2 other guests. No one wanted to join us this week. Shame on them.
Stupid Le'Veon Bell comment.
I'm trying to think of what.
We're saying he would take Le'Veon Bell over him being an idiot.
Yeah, you know what? We can go on about how dumb Chris can be sometimes, but but we'll end it there. Drop a like, comment down below if you are watching on YouTube. Leave a comment on what you would like to hear topic-wise. We will definitely be open into talking about it. If you are listening on either Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. If you leave us a 5-star review, we will give you a shout-out on the following week's episode. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. Binkz and Doodle Effect every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, guys, peace out.
Enjoy week 1.